78% of the time, the team that wins Game 5 in a 2-2 series goes on to win the series 78% of the time. That's notable. It is truly the swing game. I'm going to share a stat with you guys that you won't believe. The Colorado Avalanche, since moving to Colorado, were 52-0 in playoff games, which they led by 2 or more goals entering the third period.
Wow.
52-1 now. Just to illustrate how historic this achievement was, how much does this lift the spirits of the Vegas Golden Knights?
I mean, this is everything for them. Let's be honest. They came out. It was an uncharacteristic poor goal by the Fluery. He knows that. You could tell by his reaction. Give Brendan Saad a lot of credit. Yeah. He had situational awareness, game awareness, looked at the clock, took a shot from a terrible angle that typically doesn't go in on the Fluery. And Vegas was on their heels. And we talked about this yesterday here on the desk. We spoke about it today. And going to catch on his blocker side, which is typical Rupper, as we talk about with Finnish goalies, as they're more glove dominant, as you quoted off. And look at that. Flyer's like, all right, boys, no problem. I'll be back. No worries.
Arnold, I like it.
Totally to the chopper. And he's like, all right, let's go. Get on my back. I'm ready to roll. Go ahead, Ruppy, get involved.
Oh, Toad's the only one who got it.
Yeah.
But I'll be back. He was back.
He totally
shut
was,
the door.
man.
And
Yep.
that's huge. And that's what great
Yep.
players do when they
Yep.
make a mistake on the ice. If you have a goal against, you come back and you want to. A lot of times we see players, it's uncanny, really.
Yeah.
How often you see a player get a goal back for his team in those types of situations. Marc-Andre Fleury was wearing that in that moment, and he came back and he was stellar. Because this game, you heard Mark Stone just say it, this game probably should have been over at one point, and it wasn't. And this is showing this series for both teams is their Stanley Cup. And that is not to discredit anything else, because very well may not be one of these teams that hoists the cup this year. But you've got to think right now and all season long, both these two teams are cup favorites. They know if they get out of this, they got something special ahead of them.
Mm-hmm. It's fair to say that. They finished atop the league standings. Both these teams had 82 points. I think back to Stone saying it should have been 4 or 5-0 after 2 periods. Then in the first 10 seconds of overtime, Fluery comes up huge. He had to be mentally tough. And he was, because with 0.8 of a second, go ahead, Rupper.
No, and that's what we were talking about before, Tone, is we're watching as they're going out for overtime. And how often do you see? And we were teammates.
Yeah.
I know that you were a little blend of both. You're serious when you need to be serious, but you're also easygoing, because that's important for that position. I've seen, and you know him well, Henrik Lundqvist, bang, dialed in. You don't exist. He doesn't exist. He's focused. You talk like you'd act like he's not there. Marty Brodeur is completely different. Laid back, approachable. You can do anything. None of these are right or wrongs. It's whatever gets that goalie the best way to get back. If that goal happens to a goalie like it does Marc-Andre Fleury here, when our nails on his face, that one flurry, no pun intended, in front of his net where he's making all these saves and he lost his stick on the one, he's laughing. He's having fun.
Yeah.
That's what makes him special. So you ask about how you forget it. This guy forgets it all. He's out there just enjoying things, and I think that's why, at his age, he's the best goalie in the playoffs right now.
No question. That's a big part of his makeup. You played with him, so you know that. And really, that served him well. And prior to the game, we were talking about the fact that he's had to overcome so much in his career. A lot of people don't recognize that. They see him being first overall pick. They see all the success that he's had. But you echoed this earlier, and I'll double down on it now. There have been a lot of doubters. I can't believe. And at times, Marc-Andre Fleury, when he might have lost a little step or two, he was still able to get it back. He was still able to regain his form, which allows him to be elite, which allows him to be a Hall of Famer. So it just goes to show that he's had that innate ability to be able to overcome adversity, going back to World Juniors, if you remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Going back to then at that World Junior.
He's had a crazy,
Absolutely.
He had the crazy World Junior. He had to bounce back from that. First overall pick comes in. There are some question marks about his consistency there. Wins a cup in 09. Then from 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, it's this guy's not the guy. He's not the guy. He's got to change the way he plays. And then you have 16 and 17 when the Pens won the cup, where Matt Murray was the goaltender there. So it was, well, I mean, does Fluery really won 3 cups here? He goes out to Vegas, leads them to the finals in year 1 to an expansion team, and it's still not good enough. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is always dealing with that. Then it was, he's not playing. We got Robin Leonard. You know what I mean? This guy has dealt with it from day one, and he's done it with a smile on his face. That's why, hey, I'm not rooting for the Vegas Golden Knights. I want this to go 7. I want Colorado to win the next game because I want to see the entertainment, but you have to root for that type of approach. This guy doesn't care. He goes out, performs, and he got the results for his team.
My favorite thing you said was does it with a smile. That's my favorite thing about Marc-Andre Fleury. He is so legitimately happy to be playing the game. It's a thrill to watch.